Hi everyone, welcome back. This is week 35 of my social isolation get ready with me's. This week I wanted to do something a little bit sparkly because I was inspired by snow which it's not really snowing here that much in Toronto yet, really at all. We had like one day and it was gorgeous, but then it melted immediately. But I did my nails, how am I gonna do this? Focus on my nails please. As this like little snowflake-esque sort of theme, and I wanted to sort of do the same thing on my eyes. It actually took me a while to go through my collection to find the colors that I was looking for, because the first thing that came to mind when I thought of like snowy, shimmery white colors was MAC's Crystal Avalanche. And as it turns out, I don't have that shade anymore. I must have used it up. So then I went on a hunt in my collection for a shimmery white shadow, and it was not that easy. But I did find some shades in the Too Faced White Chocolate Bar palette that I think will work for this, so that's what I'm going to be using today. The Too Faced White Chocolate Bar palette was a much hated palette, I feel like. It had a very limited launch a few years ago for the holidays. It might have been 3 years ago now. And people just did not get down with this color palette. They basically found it to be a little bit too pale. And I will say it is quite pale, and I do struggle a little bit with some of these darker shades over here because they just don't blend that well. But the paler shades really work nicely on me, so I think we're gonna work, well, I know we're gonna work with this today and hopefully come up with a pretty look. So this week I had a few holiday days to use up. I'm trying to make sure that I use all my holiday days, otherwise, not holiday days, all my like personal or sick days up, because otherwise I'll lose them by the end of the year. So we had Remembrance Day off because I work for a bank, and banks and governments in Canada get their day off, but it's not a national holiday. I know BC does get it off as well, but I don't know about the other provinces. So I had Wednesday off, and then I just took the rest of the week as well, which was kind of nice, but now it's Sunday and I don't actually feel like I had 5 days off. So that's, you know, a little bit annoying / frustrating. But I do have, so I worked this week, and then the week after I work Monday, but then I've got the rest of the week off as well because World of Warcraft Shadowlands is finally launching. So I'm just gonna be playing that all week. But I did manage to do my 5 workouts again this week, which is great because I'm trying to keep that trend going. I ran 3 times and then I walked for an hour each, twice. So that's pretty good. So next week I'm going to ramp it up by still sticking with 3 runs, 2 walks, but then I'm also going to start adding stair climbing in my building, which I know is going to hurt so bad the first time I do it. My building is not that tall, but I don't regularly climb stairs. Like, I don't have a house. There's no stairs I'm going up and down. So I know my legs are going to be burning after a few stair climbs, but I'm going to add that in and hopefully that helps with my cardio and endurance and all that. Okay, primers are on. What am I going to start with this palette? I think I'm going to start with Guilt Free, which is this sort of pale gray shade. And I'm just putting that all through the crease. I've been really feeling gray looks lately. I think they're really pretty, and I just get inspired in November and kind of December as well to do like sparkly, shimmery gray looks that just sort of like emulate snow. With a lot of white obviously involved, but that's why I stuck with the gray background again today. Okay, for the lid, I'm going to be taking Pearl Candy over here, which is a shimmery white shade. I was so pleased when I found it in the palette, because I was really hunting through a lot of my palettes trying to find one. Oh, there we go. That's exactly what I'm going for, although it's really dumping a lot of fallout on my eyes. This is why I do my eyes first. So after I film this video, I'm going to film my haul for the month a little bit early because I have bought a lot of stuff in the last month and I want to use some of it. So I'm going to film the haul early so I can actually put it all away and start using the stuff. And I think I'm going to break my rule about not putting up anything Christmas before December 1st because frankly I'm bored and I want to decorate the sunroom, and I bought a tree to put in the sunroom. I mean, it's a little bit silly. We're gonna have like 2 trees in like a 1,000 square foot condo. I'm gonna have one in the sunroom, which is an artificial one, and then we usually get a real tree and put that in the main room. It might be overkill, but it gives me something to look forward to. The only thing I'm sad about filming this launch early, or this haul early, sorry, is that JoJo's Bath Bombs are doing their Christmas launch tonight, and I won't get the products in time to film it, even if I think I waited till next weekend. but I'm pretty pumped about that. By the time you see this video, it's entirely possible her entire collection will have sold out because those things seem to go really fast, but I'm really excited to spend a lot of money on her stuff. It's just so freaking pretty. Look at look at the fallout. It looks like I've dusted my face in snow, essentially. That's ridiculous. I'll clean that up later. Okay, so for the outer corner, I'm gonna use Smoked Sea Salt, and I remember hating this shade because I don't think it blends very well, but let's give it another shot. Oh, that is already better than I remember. Maybe it's chocolate syrup. One of the browns in here is just absolute trash. And like, does not blend at all, but this is going okay. And then just to deepen up like the very outer corner, I'm gonna take black sugar, like very little of it, and just dab it on right there. Yeah, exactly. For the brow bone, I'm going in with Glaze. Okay, now to clean up all of this fallout, I always just take my Bioderma with the pump top and put a little bit on a cotton, well, usually round, but this one's a square, and then just clean that up. And for this, I am going to be doing some wing liner, so you know the drill, Physician's Formula on Booster. Okay, liner is on. Now for the fun part with the eyes. What I want to do is put some glitter that is similar to my nails on the inside and sort of have it fade out towards the outer corner. I pulled out Urban Decay's Glam Rock liners. Wait, what are they called that? No, Heavy Metal liners. One of them is called Glam Rock, which is the silvery one, and the other one here I have is called Distortion, which is a little bit more of like a teal, purple, pink kind of one. I'm going to start with this one and put that on and see if I need to use Distortion. I'm not sure yet. The reason I'm using one of these liners instead of like a Stila Glitter and Glow or an actual glitter is I want it to be a little bit more dispersed, and putting it on with this fine brush will disperse it a little bit better than when I put glitter on with like a flat brush. So I want it to look a little bit like speckled snow and not just like glitter whacked on my eye. Just going over top and trying to drag it around. And I'm pulling it into the inner corner too, because I want some there. Okay, I like it with the silver, but I want to see if the distortion one's going to add a little bit, so fingers crossed. Ooh, no, that's a bit too green for my liking. Okay, I'm just going to replicate the same thing over here so it doesn't look too weird. But yeah, I prefer the silver. Okay. Okay, let's finish up the rest of the face and then we'll come back to the eyes. I can still feel the liner drying actually, so I'm just gonna flap my hands a little bit, help it dry down a little bit. Okay, for foundation, same thing as always, the Inglot Beautifier Tinted Cream. So I finished watching Schitt's Creek yesterday. What a lovely show. I can't encourage enough people to watch it, and I know I put off watching it for a very long time because I didn't think it was going to be my kind of show. It's one of those 20-minute comedy type things. There's no laugh track though, thank heavens, I hate laugh tracks. But it's like a serious comedy. It's about a family who lost all their money, I think to the IRS or something for tax fraud, who knows, whatever. And then they have to spend the next few years living out of a motel room in like the smallest like podunk little town. And it's so endearing. I can't recommend it enough. I think it's something really nice to watch during this time because it's lighthearted, it's heartwarming. One of the things that got pointed out in like the Netflix special after the series had ended was that it deals with a lot of issues in a really lovely manner without making them about being too much of a struggle. It just makes it sort of a world where things are more accepted, like gay people, for example. There's no like discussing on if this is an okay thing or not. It just is a thing. It's just a really lovely world, and it was so nice to watch it during lockdown, that's for sure. I've been trying to figure out what else to watch now. I've been meaning to watch The Witcher. I don't know how I haven't seen that. It's been out for, what, almost a year now, and I haven't watched that series yet, although I never played the video games. And they recently re-added Dawson's Creek back to Netflix, which I keep trying to watch this series through because I never actually finished it when I was in my teens. I got quite far in it, but I don't remember all of the storylines, and it's one of those things where I want to have like that jolt of nostalgia by rewatching it. That was a show that I used to watch with my best friend back in my teens, Carly. I'd go over to her house. I think it aired on Friday nights, didn't it? Go over to her house, sleep over, watch it on Friday nights. It's always a lot of fun. I think I always managed to rewatch the first 2 to 3 seasons, and then I fall off after that. But we'll see if I can do it again this time, or actually make it through the whole thing. But yeah, if you get a chance to watch Schitt's Creek, rolling it back to that one again, please do so. It's on Netflix Canada right now. I don't know if it's on the US Netflix version. I honestly don't know how much it actually aired in the US because it is a Canadian show, so I just don't know how popular it was over there. It was pretty popular here, but I feel like it was kind of a bit of a sleeper hit. Okay, for bronzer, I'm using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. For blush, I wanted to keep it a little bit pinky, and I'm going to my Tarte Off the Cuff palette from like 2013 because I only have this Tarte Doll Face blush in this palette, and it's a really gorgeous shade. It's one of their more popular singles, I believe. Oh, I forgot I normally use a stippling brush for this, but this seems to be working out okay. For highlighter, I'm sticking with the icy theme, so I'm grabbing the ABH and Nicole Guerriero Glow Kit, and I'm going in with the shade Forever Lit. This was the shade I actually almost used on my lid because it is a shimmery white shade. Okay, not much to do to the eyes from here. I'm just going to take that smoked sea salt color again and layer that along my lower lash line. I'm mostly going to keep it concentrated to the outer corner because I just want some depth there, and then drag whatever's left on the brush to the inside of the eye. But I don't want to connect the whole thing because I don't want to make it very heavy down here. Okay, for my waterline, I'm going to go in with a white liner. This is the Makeup Forever Aqua XL liner in the shade M16. For the rest of my eyes, I will be using my Milk Kush mascara on both my top and bottom lashes. And then I'm putting a pair of falsies on that I'm pretty sure are Esqido's faux mink lashes, but I really don't know the style because they're sitting in a case that I've just had a few sets of lashes sitting in. And then I'll do my brows with the IT Cosmetics Brow Power, the NYX Micro Brow in Taupe, and then follow it up with Benefit's Gimme Brow in the shade number 2. Okay, for lips, I want to keep it fairly soft and a little bit sparkly. I'm going to start off with Bite's Fig Lipstick, which is a really nice pink, but I'm going to apply it sort of a little bit more translucent than like a full coat. And then just pat it out with my finger. And then on top of that, I'm going to be putting the Bite Sugar Drizzle. What's the name of this? Yay Sayer Plumping Lip Gloss. And this one is just like a twist up sparkly one. So that is the finished look, which came together essentially based around my nail polish. And I have to say, this is exactly what I'd envisioned, and that makes me really happy because I've said this before, but sometimes you have an idea in your head, but then the execution just doesn't end up being what you were going for. Anyway, I really like this. And I'm getting excited for snow in Toronto. I hope there's a lot this year. Toronto, sometimes there's a decent chunk, but often it doesn't stick around on the sidewalks. And I like to see snow like blanketing the whole city. But yeah, being in the downtown core of a city means that there's usually less snow. And if there is snow, often the cars and the trucks make it all like brown and stuff, which is not what I'm going for. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're staying happy, safe, and healthy. I'll see you next time. Bye.